Richie Beanz, DJ Toasty Z, Hip Hop Made Me Do It. You already know.
Hip Hop Made Me Do It is the shit, man. You already know.
For a second, thought I was a lethal weapon, so I taught this beat a lesson by blessing it with this weaponry. Fuck a bitch for no chemistry. Gotta get back at it, we're automatic and added to this rabbit shit. I do it like every night, till like 3 in the morning, even 5 in the morning, fall asleep. Wake up, get high to record a couple of words, verbs, and a stabby. We get spinal cord, keep it rugged raw, live it above the law. Dirty in these overalls, got up in this full sport. It wasn't type to shoot, but I ain't trusting the fucking soul. Gotta keep myself protected, so the rest of it better know I'm sure.
DJ Toasty Z, Hip Hop Made Me Do It. We're chilling with Richie Beanz out in Queens. How's it going? How you doing today?
Chilling, man. Can't complain. I'm living right now. It's a beautiful day.
Beautiful, beautiful summer day in Queens. The first thing I want to ask you about is actually your name. So Richie Beanz, it's a kind of unique name. What's the significance of that? Where'd that come from?
Well, my name is Richie in general. I mean, my name is Rich Hurd, but I hate when people call me Rich Hurd because I feel like I'm like in school or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So people just call me, I just told people to call me Richie. It was shorter. Mm-hmm. And then I basically got that from that. People just call me Richie my whole life. And then the Beans came from, it's corny as fuck, but I got it from Even Steven.
Okay.
Remember the kid Beans?
Yeah.
Because like growing up,
sure.
I was that kid. I was like the young kid with all the older people, always trying to impress them and shit like that.
Yeah.
Doing the dumbest shit. But that's basically where I got it from. And I would always, like, and then people kept calling me it.
Like was it like a childhood nickname, or was it just like something that just...
It just came with the rapping. Like,
yeah.
I got it from that. And, yeah, and at first I had a bunch of different names. I was Richie Rich, but then there's somebody from Oakland, like an old school rapper, he used to fuck with Tupac.
Yeah.
His name was Richie Rich, so I didn't want to jack that from him.
Definitely.
And then it was Richie Jabs, but then that sounded like some corny ass like wanna be Italian shit.
Yeah.
And so then and then I just put the Beans there. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna be Richie Beanz.
Yeah.
And I fucked with it for some reason, and yeah.
Definitely.
It's definitely nothing new under the sun because there's they call Beanie Siegel beanies and shit like that. But you know, I put my own little twist to it.
Definitely.
Shouts out to Beanie Siegel though.
For sure, no doubt. OG. So yeah, we originally met at South by Southwest, and we tried to do an interview. Like I said, there was some minor hiccups and such like that, so I wanted to redo it, make sure it came out as great as possible. I'm curious what you general thoughts on South by. Was that your first South by, and what was that experience like?
Yeah, it was my first South by, and it was insane. Like, I probably had one of the best times of my life when I went over there. Mm-hmm. The shows were crazy. One of my shows got cut off. I'm not going to say by who, but he knows who he is. But, But it was, like, at first I was angry as fuck about it. But now I'm just like, that was actually a pretty cool experience. Like,
definitely
dealing with that shit or whatever. But the second show, I had 2 shows out there. The second show was insane. Crazy shit happened. Shit that I can't even say. But it's just insane.
Is there one moment that sticks out the most, or any, like, major significant... What would you say the best part of it was?
Best part was probably... There's too many. I can't even, like, start. I don't even know. Like, there's too many good parts. But one of my favorite experiences was definitely performing. Like, I love performing. That's, like, my shit. To me, it's like, you could be the dopest MC, but if you go on stage and you can't satisfy the crowd with your music, then, to me, you're not, like, a top MC, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That's what makes the top MCs being able to control the crowd. So
for sure,
that was my favorite part, just performing. It was real fun.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? The first crowd I had was huge, so it was kind of embarrassing, like getting cut off short, but it was still a dope. They still like reacted crazy to that shit.
Yeah.
They loved my music. They showed me mad love.
Still rocking with it.
Yeah, definitely. And the second show was a smaller venue, but it was dope because it was a rock. It was like a punk rock rap show.
That's dope.
So, you know, the energy was straight aggressive, but like friendly aggressive, not like, you know.
Yeah.
But it was real dope. It was a real weird mix of rappers.
Definitely.
You'll see one like, you know, more slowed down rapper, all about his hood shit. Then you see a dude like me who looks like a fucking hippie and shit going and rapping and shit. So it was
for sure
such a sick mix. So
a good mix, yeah.
I always enjoy the smaller things, though. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I mean, not to say I've been on a huge stage before, but I could just tell it's more of a connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When there's sometimes the smaller crowds, they're really rock. If the people that are there are really rocking with it,
when they give you love, it's real love.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not like, oh, there's just a bunch of people.
They're there because they want to be there and they're rocking with it, and some of the best shows I've been to are just like in these basements where everyone's huddled together and just like vibing, like
my last show was it was in a yard. Not like a yard, but it's like a taco truck's usually there, and they usually have these weird events and shit.
Yeah.
And we did it, and it was sick. The scenery was crazy. The fucking train station, the train was going while I was performing. I was like, yo, this is so fire. Like, I felt like I was in the Get Down and shit like that. But it was dope though.
For sure.
Yeah.
So have you, like I said, you're from Queens. How long have you lived your whole life in the city? And
yeah, I mean, I'm originally from Bushwick, Brooklyn. And when I was around, like, I'll say like 8, I moved out of Queens, Ozone Park, this whole area.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I basically grew up here more. But I was always, I have a bunch, like, most of my family lives in the Bronx.
Yeah.
So I was always over there. I was always in Brooklyn, East New York. That's where a lot of my friends lived. A lot of my family lived there too. So definitely. I was always back and forth. But basically, yeah, I grew up more in Queens.
All right, word. And how do you think, like, living in the city and living in Queens has just affected your sound as an artist and your music?
It definitely affected it in a good way. It made me very versatile. I feel like a lot of artists that come from Queens are always versatile, whether it's with their beat choice, their flows, like. Think about it, like Action Bronson. Yeah, he's from Queens, and he always jumping on the weirdest beats, samples, all that. And then you got dudes like Mobb Deep, like who were real. They had that real dark sound, but it was still like you would want to go rob somebody to their music, and then you could go smoke a blunt to their music and just chill and not want to do nothing, you know what I mean? So, I definitely come from a versatile borough.
Definitely,
for sure.
Definitely. And who are some of like the New York legends that you feel like influence your music, and like who do you think you draw from?
New York, specifically, I got a bunch, but he's not really. Well, New York and Jersey is the same. So It's to me, it's the same shit. You know what I mean? Especially like Newark and all that.
Definitely.
So Redman is my favorite rapper of all time. He's like top. So him, Method Man, of course. Boot Camp, the whole Boot Camp clique. They're like one of the reasons I even rap. Yeah. Them and Redman. I could just keep on going, bro. There's a lot. I feel you. You know what I mean? Obviously, Wu-Tang, if I said Method Man. Yeah. But just, I'm a real fan of the groups. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like when I first started rapping, that's how I wanted to do it. I wanted to be in a group. It didn't really work out, but it was still a dope experience to almost have it
for sure
come together. But it definitely sprung me to be a better artist coming from like a group mentality and shit. So.
Definitely. And it's never too late.
Exactly.
You could always do a group.
Everybody, look at Busta Rhymes. He came from a group.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And that's another one of my favorite rappers of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think a lot of times artists will, start in a group and then they break up and they go solo, but there's no reason you can't go solo and then join a group, and build something,
Build something. You could always meet other people and join and do things with them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, look at Method Man. He did something with Redman. Redman's not even even in Wu-Tang, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hip hop's full of collabs, even if it's not. I think that's something that's unique to hip hop as a genre. Is like you don't see as much. You have people that can do different things as far as producing, or you get a feature. I think that was the first time I introduced to like people like a guest feature or something like that. This doesn't happen a lot in other types of music,
Exactly.
So it's all about collaboration.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm also curious, as far as like New York, the music scene. How would you characterize the music scene, and how do you feel you fit into the music scene out here?
Shit. Music right now in New York is crazy. It's dope. It's everywhere. Different types of sounds. But I fit in. To me, I fit in by not fitting in. Like I try not to fit into the bubble of what's going on, but still try to cater to it in my own way. You know what
Definitely.
I mean? Like I'll get on a trap beat, whatever they call it, and but I would rap on it as if I was on a boom bap beat. You know what I mean? On any kind of soulful beat. So. That's what I try to do to it. I try to do there's songs I have like on my past EP that are real, chill, more simple, but I still try somehow to add some sort of complication to it.
Definitely.
Make you think and shit,
Definitely.
So that's what I try to do. But other than myself, there's so much dope music coming out. Top of the the Wiki from Rat King and all those dudes like. You know what I'm saying? They all kill it, and I feel like New York is in a good place right now.
Definitely.
And we got dudes like Davies, who's one of my favorite rappers right now in the new era. Got the whole ASAP mob still holding the throne.
Yeah.
They don't get enough love. Like they hold it down. Like I fuck with them.
Yeah, they're super dope, and I think it's really interesting seeing them come out because they came out of New York with a very sound that was much more like southern, like that chopped and screwed sound.
But that to me it was just that was what they were known for. That was their most popular music. But if you listen to their projects, like I still go back and listen to something that they dropped that I never heard. And you'll hear it's the most New York shit ever. Like I feel like I'm in the train station bumping that shit. And I'm just home. But
definitely,
you know what I mean. So, but they definitely that's what makes them so good though. That's how you know they're really holding down from New York. For New York, is they're jumping on all these different type of type of songs and shit. So that's real art. That's like real art right there.
Yeah,
I fuck with. That's my goal. With my whole Sloppy City shit, with my whole movement. Like I want to start something like big, like a Wu-Tang, like ASAP Mob, like a Pro Era, like a Beast Coast, like
definitely.
That's an inspiration right there. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to be from New York and show love because a lot of people don't like to show love, especially out here because this is where hip hop was born, so it's very competitive.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be the top notch, but me, man, I'm not like that. Like I show love when it's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be showed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people holding it down. Young M.A., she's a fucking beast.
Yeah.
Like so many. I'm a supporter, man. I ain't trying to come in this rap game and beef. You know what I mean? I wanna help them go up so they can help me eventually. You know?
For sure.
I'm not saying I don't got no issues. Like
I mean, at the end of the day, if everyone, you show love to those who show love, and if everyone's helping everyone out, then it's nothing but love.
But New York is definitely a dope spot right now.
For sure. What would you say like the best thing about New York City is, just in general, or like living in the city, or?
For me, because I'm a skateboarder, just the skate scene, skating is beautiful. Definitely. I love it because being a skateboarder, you see everything in New York. Like, you see the shit that people don't see. And that's why I feel like skateboarding really helped me, like molded me to be the artist that I am now with rap and shit.
Yeah.
The shit I seen just skating, like, it helps you, but it makes you have a good story. Every skater has a story.
Definitely, definitely.
And that's just like a rapper. Every rapper has a story. That's like a rapper. Even if they're not saying much, it's still a story. It's still what's going on in their minds.
For sure.
So I feel like just that's the best shit, skating. I mean, I'm sure
definitely
BMXers could vouch for that. I mean, any street dudes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I always say the hood dudes love skateboarders.
Yeah.
We're just as hood as them. We just, doing a little different shit. You know what I mean? We're just throwing ourselves on the floor.
Definitely. And how long have you been skating for?
I've been skating since I was about like 14. I mean, I started getting real deep into it when I was 15, 16, 17, 18. That's when I was like all about that shit. And then, I started rapping and kind of slowed it down more for me.
Yeah. Because
I really fucked up my knee. I fucked up my knee, my shoulder, wrist, all that. So I try to like chill out. And and as I got older, I got different jobs. Like I was working doing like carpeting, construction and shit. So I was already hurting myself with that. So I'll go do that. Then I'll go skate, and then I'll try to rap. And I'm just like, nah. I had to take a break from one of them. But this year, I'm definitely skating way more though.
For sure, it's interesting to see. I think the world of skating and the world of like hip hop tend to intertwine a little bit. Or a lot,
especially now.
Yeah.
Those Odd Future,
like skate culture,
opened the door for a lot of like skateboarders.
Definitely. Skate culture, and just like I remember, like I know the Dark World people out in Western Mass, they actually came out with a couple skateboard decks as like merch and stuff like that. I was watching a Black Dave interview recently.
Like that's my homie.
Yeah.
I was just with him at House of Vans.
He shouted out Topra, so I figured you might know him
that's
too.
The homie.
For sure. But yeah, I guess he's doing music too as well now. Yeah, for sure.
He kills it. He's a fucking dope ass skater.
Yeah.
Before I even knew him, I was a fan of his skating.
Definitely.
And then I saw the music too, and it's dope. How that, like I said, like skaters could do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure if Black Dave wanted to like write a fucking book, he could definitely do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we could do anything. I'm gonna try to write a fucking children's book one day. You know what I mean? Skaters could do anything. All the skaters out there, you could do anything, bro. Like we kill it, bro. Like if you think about it, we fucking every day we're just busting our asses and getting right back up. Like nothing can stop us.
It shows like I feel like skaters are just resilient, you know.
Yeah, like
it's like, oh, just fell, skin my knee. Let's get let's do it again.
Exactly. Like I had a bad show. I'm gonna have a good one next time. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I had a good skate session, and then probably next week I might have a terrible one. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But it's the same shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you need that in the rap game is resilience. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
that's what like
that
in order to
recklessness
stand the test of time. You know,
and a lot of these rappers on the low skate. Like I saw a video of YG busting out a like double flip. I'm like,
yeah.
That's also he's from Cali. I feel like everybody
sure.
in Cali is just born like with a board in their hand and shit.
Yeah, even Wayne. I mean, a lot of people were like, "Oh, Wayne's not a real skater," and they gave him shit about it.
Yeah,
but
they watched him get good. You know, what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what happens. Like it's like a whack rapper.
Yeah, for
when
sure.
you're watching them at first, while you're whack, everybody's gonna be like, you know, oh yeah, whatever. And then once you get good, they're like, oh yeah, you know, you know what I mean? So now nobody's talking shit about Wayne skating.
Yeah, for sure. It's like when actors start rapping or like someone does something that they're not like, you know, it's not their main what they're known for, and then if they're not good at it right away, they're gonna get that
like
criticism.
Childish Gambino, Drake. Everybody was on Drake's ass for being from Degrassi. Now everybody's Drake's fucking top fan. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's dope. I'm a fucking fan of Drake. He's sick.
He used to be the guy that was like really easy to like beat up on, and like now no one like you know no one wants to cross Drake.
Yeah, exactly. He's on top now.
For sure. Now, as far as an artist, who is Richie Beanz, and why do you think people should care about Richie Beanz?
As an artist, I'm just a versatile MC, you know what I mean? I like to say my music is like poetry, not to sound like, you know, cliche or nothing, but it really is, you know what I'm saying? Everything, even when it's the dumbest shit that I'm saying, it still comes from a deep place in my heart or my mind or whatever. Mm-hmm. So as an artist, definitely versatile, and it's just, Richie Beanz stands for, I'm just a positive outlook on life, you know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
You know what I mean? I just want people to listen to my music and be able to relate and, you know what I'm saying, smile and laugh, have fun, you know what I mean? I try to be a mix of everything, you know what I mean? Like I want to do a song that'll cater to something like a Lil Uzi fan would like, and then I want to do something that a fucking deep 90s hip hop fan would like.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean? I want to be able to cater to both, so that's what I try to do. And even to other shit, like I try to jump on house beats, fucking drum and bass. I was just working on trying to go to a drum and bass instrumental right now, so.
Yeah, I think what's really great is an artist that, you know, you can make a song that, you know, you want to go to the club and have a good time to, but also like some really meaningful, touching stuff. Exactly. Or you know, when they actually are able to make a song that bangs, but it's like you can rock out to it, but then you like look deeper into the lyrics and it's like really meaningful as well. Yeah, you know, that's an art in itself, I think.
Exactly.
And how would you like characterize your music, and what would you say the focus is as far as topics and, you know, just the focus of your music?
I put my music, it's very like, I'd say animated. You know what I mean? Like I like you see how Busta Rhymes, his music, the way he moved, even when you heard him rap, it was very animated. Eminem, Redman, like Outkast, like I come from all those dudes, so like that's what I try to add, like animation. Like I want people to listen to my music and like feel like they're watching a cartoon. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So definitely with that's what I try to do with my music, and it's just real fun. You know what I mean? It's fun, it's deep, but it's fun.
Definitely.
Pause. But it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like I definitely put my music. That's a hard question though. Fuck.
I try and come up with, you know.
Nah, that's dope though. I fuck with that. I feel like that's what it
make you think a little.
Yeah,
get on your toes.
Even after, when you leave, I'm just be here like, damn, what the fuck just happened?
It's really funny because when I was listening to your project, I was listening. I was like, just like the way your inflection and your voice, I was like, you kind of sound like Joey Badass. I told you. I was I'm curious if you've had any other comparisons as far as like people think you sound like different artists or like.
Yeah, I've definitely got the Joey Badass thing.
Yeah.
I mean, respect to Joey. I just saw Joey Badass. Shout out to Dirty Sanchez. That's a homie.
Yeah.
I just saw him at House of Vans. Kirk Knight and Nick Caution, I think. Had a
show.
Yeah. And yeah, I was chilling out there. I seen him for like briefly. And I mean, I don't. At first, I used to be all defensive about it. I'm like, you know, just because we're both from New York, we just grew up on the same shit. Like, what the fuck? Why you got to compare me?
Yeah.
But and then after a while, I was just like, nah, fuck it. Like Joey Badass is one of the top MCs in the game right now. He's dope.
For sure. It's a compliment.
He's gonna be hit legendary status eventually, and I see it as it's a compliment and respect. Like hell yeah, thank you.
Definitely, of course.
But I've got the Joey Badass. Even though I feel like we sound different, but we definitely.
I just hear it in the voice. I hear it in the voice. Yeah,
the influence. We have that same flow influence, so definitely.
That New York,
that. Yeah, that New York shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I've got. I've gotten the weirdest shit. I've gotten the dopest shit I recently got, which I would never compare myself to any legend. You know what I'm saying? They're the golden age. Like you cannot ever be that. But not too long ago, my boy said, I remind him of Bone Thugs and Cypress Hills, and I was like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I love Bone Thugs, and I love Cypress Hills. Like
definitely.
Cypress Hills is B-Real is my one of my idols. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's definitely dope because he's another light skinned Latino like me in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Poofy curly hair. You know what I'm saying? People be calling me white boy and all that, so I'm definitely dealing with what he be dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But
for sure,
it's dope. It's dope. I want to kind of like reincarnate what they did in my own way, just to. Everything I do is paying respect to the legends, you know.
Definitely.
So that's I carry them with me everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what. When I use certain flows, I just, you know what I'm saying? I see them. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's fire. That's what so a lot of artists don't try not to like, you know, pay too much respect to like the legends because they don't want to, you know.
They want to be them, you know.
Yeah, they want to
be viewed as an individual rather than like.
Nah,
but you know, you gotta pay homage.
Those are fucking fathers
for sure. And not that you would compare yourself to any other like artist, but like who do you think you draw from, or who do you think, you know, has a similar vibe or sound to you? As an artist.
Like that's out right now?
Or just in general?
Oh, like in general? Like who I could see myself sounding like the most?
Yeah.
I'd say... I'd go with probably like a B-Real. Or, like, I like to use a lot of fast flows. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick does that a lot. I'm not comparing myself to Kendrick at all.
Yeah, of course, no.
You know what I'm saying? That I definitely cater to that kind of flow in the whole rap game and shit. So I go with them. Anybody who's kind of using that kind of flow, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Even like a Yellow Wolf, like I'm
sure.
I'm a fan of Yellow Wolf for sure.
Definitely.
And that's another dude that doesn't get the respect he deserves.
Yeah, there's certain artists. Sometimes they're like really. Sometimes they're not always the best at putting together songs, but they're like dope MCs. And when they do put together a crazy song, you're like, you know, they can spit, you know, and they can put together some crazy shit.
Yeah, Yellow Wolf does some sick shit too. For sure. Like now he's on some like mixes country with the rap shit. It's like crazy.
Yeah, I like his much like when he said he was gonna do a country album. I pictured it much more grimy. I like the like grimy Yellow Wolf.
Yeah,
you know.
For sure. But I kind of balance with both of them sometimes.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Just as a fan, and he does exact like he rides. I'm into like choppers, old school motorcycles, old school cars. Every time I see his Instagram or whatever he's doing, he's basically doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Just
for sure.
Obviously on the higher level.
Yeah.
And he's from the country. I'm from the city, but
definitely.
It's dope to see it's dope to know that there's artists out there, you know, doing what you're doing, and you're not just the outcasts. You know, you don't see a lot of artists doing shit like that.
For sure.
Real blue collar, doing real blue collar shit, but still rapping. You know.
Definitely. And I think nowadays is like there's so much diversity, and like that's how you stand out as you show your personality, and you become more than just like, oh, this artist like this song or whatever. You become you know. Yeah. And, you know, you show who you truly are. Exactly. And you're just real with it.
Yeah, you have more of a story, too. When you're just rapping and smoking and doing nothing and staying in the studio all day, every day, like, go out, try something. As an artist, as a writer.
Yeah.
I mean, like, producers, engineers, and all that, it was different. Like, they live in the studio. That's where they are. That's their sanctuary. But
for sure. And who would you say, like, your biggest influences are?
Biggest? Like, top 5 or 3 or something?
I mean, I don't want to like put it in a box. You know, if you want to do top 5,
Outkast for sure. Should I say you want just artists
or just like artists, just like what influences in general. If there's other things that aren't music that you feel like influenced,
I mean, a lot
what
of
you do.
shit. Max Schaff is one of my favorite. I don't know if I pronounced his last name right. I suck at doing that, but Max Schaff, he's a pro skater.
Mm-hmm.
Also builds old school choppers. He has this thing called Fork You, which is funny, Fork You.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's from Oakland and shit, and it's shouts out to him. He's one of my biggest like inspirations. Like, definitely look up to him and what he does. Like, you know, anybody who does stuff that like they do more than one thing, like, and, you know what I'm saying, that complete opposite, but some sort of the same. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you go from being a fucking extremely dope skater, legendary, then to doing that shit, then being legendary for that now. Like,
For
he's
sure.
one of the top mechanic, probably like. He's just dope. I met him briefly at like probably like 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's weird. I get more starstruck when I see people like that than when I see.
I
like,
feel that.
this,
I
you know?
feel that. There's some people where you like see someone super famous and you're like whatever. But if it's someone that's like you feel like they might not be as famous, but you feel like they're an influence or they inspired you. It's
Yeah.
like that's where I'm like, oh wow, like this is
Yeah.
surreal. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
There's certain people you meet that they might not be the biggest artist or the biggest personality as far as like recognition, but like to you, it's like a crazy experience
it's
to
like,
actually
what
meet
the
them.
fuck?
You know.
But seeing him was dope, and but yeah, he's definitely one of my inspirations. There's this other dude, I can't pronounce his last name either. These dudes have crazy last names, but he's also a dude. He used to be in a band, and now he's like big in the photography game.
Yeah.
He fixes he builds Harleys and all that shit, I believe too. And yeah, it's just, and he serves all that shit. Like, that shit inspires me when people do shit like that. I get more
Sure.
inspired off that. I mean, I get inspired off my favorite rappers too. But
Definitely.
that's what I like. You know what I mean? It's like same shit I like in a girl. I like a girl that does different shit. And I'm a singer. I'm like, all right, what else do you do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You know. And just to wrap up, what would you you got a new project you're working on? What can the fans expect coming up?
I got a bunch of singles dropping. I just dropped a new single with my boy Darnell. Shouts to him. That's streaming on SoundCloud right now. It's called Elevate. I got my latest EP, Headphone Music.
Mm-hmm.
That's doing pretty well. I haven't really promoted it, I guess, in the way I should have yet, but I just kind of wanted it to just do its own thing, see how I feel.
Organically, yeah.
And then eventually, you know, I'm gonna go crazy. As you can see, I got all these shirts and shit. I'm really trying to push it this summer. But that project, and at the same time, that was nothing compared to what I got. Like, I got some shit coming out. So yeah, I definitely got a bunch. This summer, I'm focused on a lot of collaborations. I got a lot of stuff dropping. Got shit dropping with my homies from I Stay Gold. They're another dope collective that I really support. They support me, my movement. I support theirs. And I got a lot of dope shit coming out with them. Shouts out to Ken. And yeah, I got music videos dropping. I just shot a crazy music video for one of my songs called Infamous. That's about to drop definitely this month. Got a lot of music videos dropping, and definitely towards like end of July, August, I'm gonna drop another tape. I don't know if it's gonna be another EP or a mixtape, but I'm definitely gonna drop some, and it's gonna be dope.
For sure.
Definitely. So look out for that. But definitely go check out my new EP, Headphone Music, and just follow me on SoundCloud, Richie Beanz. Follow Slop the City on Instagram. Follow Richie Beanz on Instagram. I'm Richie Beanz _. So you already know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I got a lot of shit going on, and it's gonna be dope. A lot of shows. So if you're in New York, come through to the shows. They're fucking crazy. They're great.
For sure.
You have a great time. Shouts out to the Loop, TMJ Arts, all the homies supporting me. So many homies I want to shout out, but y'all already know who y'all are.
Yeah.
You already know. I got a lot of homies. Oh, shouts out to my boy Ahmad, holding it down. He likes to be called Ace, but shouts to him.
Yeah.
He's another dude that has dope shit going out in Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
Patterson, and all that. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a lot of projects dropping. Like, I wish I could just drop a bunch of fucking EPs. I got like 7 EPs in my computer right now.
Yeah.
But definitely look out for my new music videos dropping though. It's gonna be sick.
What song is that? The music video?
I got one coming out for Infamous. I got one coming out for a song called Karma. That's on the EP. We're currently trying to get in the works again the camera to shoot for Like Me, which is the most popular song on my EP right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be dope. Shout out
sure.
to all my supporters. I love y'all. And yeah.
Let's get it. Richie Beanz, DJ Toasty Z. Hip Hop Made Me Do It. You already know.
Hip Hop Made Me Do It is the shit, man. You already know. Peace.
Peace and love.
And I'm up in DPG, smoking Baba Z. Getting away from planet Earth so that the galaxies ready to curse, that it disperse real rapidly. Getting you murked when I search for my enemies. May they rest in peace. I don't pay no lease. I'm getting these beats for free. You know my sloppy seeds. Living my life free, sight to my gang. Twisted blunts, no fingers, we don't gang bang. Spread it in peace, we delete that. Slang change, same thing. Roll up in your visuals. Big booties, fake tits, and that slow mo smoke. These personalities, they blasphemy, I must revoke.